welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we got a 2022 Mitsubishi RVR. Let's do a quick little walk around of this little bad boy, colored by a nice shining brown color for the exterior though. Really pleasing to look at though. This one is a 2022 model, as I said. All-wheel control, basically Mitsubishi's version of all-wheel drive RVR, and this thing is powered by a 2-liter inline 4 pushing 148 horsepower to all 4 wheels and 145 pound-feet of torque. Tons of trunk space as usual. Spare tire at the very bottom down here. Pretty decent. Some storage on the cup on this side as well too. Nice exterior, nice interior as well too. Nice LED lights as well too that make it kinda modern as well. Makes it really nice and modern. In the back seat we get tons of room. This is the all-wheel drive model, so we get like some cloth seats, a cup holder in the back as well too. And no USB ports, but we do get some nice speakers here. And in the back seat, that's all we have to discuss in the back seat here. Pretty minimalistic, nice design as well too. And if we hop into the front, where the magic always happens, this is what we're greeted with. A good 6 inches of screen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And if we turn it on, this is what our key looks like. The 4 cylinders wakes up in glorious synchronization. This is what our gear shifter looks like. And back here is your all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive settings back here as well too. We got heated and ventilated seats, traction control, 2 USB ports up here in the front as well too. Mitsubishi logo on your seat. No, on your steering wheel. Why did I say seat? On your steering wheel. Your volume, skip buttons, and your radio modes, cruise control, voice activated assistant, and your call buttons as well. And over here, you see we top out at 240 kilometers an hour, and it shows you how much gas you have. And this car redlines up to 6,500 RPM. That's its redline range. And of course, you already know we're gonna take this bad boy out for a spin, see what she handles like on this quick little road. And of course we do have a little sport mode as well. Put into sport mode, this display changes to DS, and if you really want to go into a lower level, push the gear shifter into L. You're now in lower level, and if you step on it, all 148 horsepower is activated to all 4 wheels, pushing this thing at incredible pace for an SUV this large. Again, it is recommended you don't turn too quickly in an SUV this big because, again, it does have a high center of gravity with most SUVs. This thing is the direct competitor of the Toyota RAV4 and I would say the Nissan Rogue, because those are like the small SUV types with all-wheel drive as well. And this one has that all-wheel drive that is predominantly front-wheel drive until the back wheel starts spinning. The second the wheel starts spinning, all-wheel drive kicks in and you get traction everywhere you go. And all-wheel drive is really a big deal here in Canada as well because we get really brutal snows sometimes, not gonna lie. The snows we get here are brutal. Looks like we're approaching the stoplight. We're gonna do a quick acceleration test, see how well this thing does. Quick acceleration. 0 to 60 comes in well above 6 seconds, which isn't nothing to brag about. But again, you're not buying a Mitsubishi for the performance or the 0 to 60 time. You're buying a Mitsubishi for reliability. That's number 1. And number 2, I would say fuel efficiency, because this thing is not performance oriented. It doesn't have no turbos. It doesn't have any of that extra stuff to add onto it. So it's focused on 2 things: reliability and fuel efficiency, and being economical. great family SUV. Like, the list just keeps going on and on of things you can keep talking about the Mitsubishi RVR about. And this is the ES all-wheel C. That's Mitsubishi's way of saying all-wheel drive, basically. All-wheel C control. And with that, this is how this thing handles. The handling on this thing is, horsepower numbers aside, this thing does feel kind of sluggish. It's not quick. This is not a quick car. It doesn't feel quick, and it doesn't try to be quick. And with our, I would say, driving style, we don't have a sport mode, so of course we can't push it to the limit. But it is pretty stable and can make quick little adjustments on the fly. I would want to see what a higher trim level Mitsubishi can do for us, but for the time being we got this one, which is a pretty good model, starting around, I would highball it to around between $29,000 and $39,000 Canadian, depending on the mileage and the condition of the vehicle, naturally, of course. But then again, since it's a Mitsubishi, you know it's gonna be reliable, and usually the people who drive these cars don't beat them up. People don't abuse these cars. People who own these cars honestly don't abuse them, and that's a good thing. And in the hot Canadian weather we have and the cold brutal winters we have, it's good to know that some people still take care of their cars with good pristine condition as well. But overall, this car is actually not bad at all. 0 to 60 times, we really don't care about that. Acceleration is quick enough to get you out of any quick sticky situation without throwing you back or giving you a headache. This vehicle is not loud either. Like, this thing is super quiet. It won't wake up the neighbors first thing in the morning, because again, it is a 4-cylinder pushing 148 horsepower, all 4 wheels. And again, since we are in Canada, I'm gonna keep stressing this all the time. Even with all seasons, you can still get out of a lot of situations with this car. That means you can't run late or tell your boss that, hey, I got stuck in snow, because he knows you're driving Mitsubishi RVR. But let's just quickly go on to our infotainment system real quick. This is what we're looking at. A good 6 inches. And let's go into information for a bit. It shows you the version of the software that's running on your computer, on your vehicle as well too. And honestly, it's not too distracting actually. Like, you have a ton of options to connect. You got Bluetooth, USB, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM. Like, this thing is a perfect, simple and minimalistic vehicle to go around in. And honestly, with the gas mileage, right now we're at half a tank and we have 250 kilometers. At full tank, you could easily go up to 400, almost 500, depending on how you drive. Me personally, I have a heavy foot, so of course I like to step on it after each and every light, to the speed limit of course. But this car is really fuel efficient. And driving impressions, I cannot complain. This thing is not bad. We're gonna keep going. And the traffic lights, we will see how well we can handle this thing. Again, this thing red lights to like 6,500 RPM. And if we decide to turn off the AC, I believe it's gonna be a little bit more quicker, because we already know if it's a 4-cylinder and we have the AC on, it takes away some power from the engine just to keep the AC running. So if we turn on the AC, well, if we turn off the AC and put it in front wheel drive, we should be able to accelerate pretty quickly for something that doesn't really do a good 0 to 60 time. But it does have a really good safety rating in all its crash tests as well too. So give this traffic light a second and we will see how quick we can accelerate. Not bad though. You heard that? I could hear the tires screech just a little bit, but the all-wheel drive kicked in the second the tires started to spin. and then boom, you can accelerate pretty quickly, which is a really good thing for all my people who like technicalities. This is a really good vehicle. Can't complain about it. Does its job really well. And I really do like the exterior color this thing has, though. It's not a common one. Some people don't like the brown exterior on a Mitsubishi, just because it's not a color that is associated with a nice vehicle. But this one, they did a really good job. It's nice, it's shiny, and if it's clean, it sparkles and it shines beautifully. And just like everybody, you should keep your car clean every single time. No point in getting your car dirty, because I believe the car is a reflection of you, and this car is literally the perfect one that shows that you're a responsible individual. If I see you driving a Mitsubishi, I would assume you're gonna be a responsible person who does everything on time and does not procrastinate in any single regard, because that's just the vibe you get from this kind of vehicle. And honestly, this is a really good vehicle, and it's a flex, really, because who else would you, what kind of driver drives a Mitsubishi and doesn't take care of it? A lot of people don't take care of their cars, and Mitsubishi drivers are not one of them. But let us do just one more walk around real quick as we leave this vehicle. One day we will review Rams like this, the big boy Rams. Really would love to review one of those. So if any of you guys know where I can find somebody with a Ram who's willing to let me review it, I will gladly do so. But one more quick last walk around. This is what the keys look like. And bada bing. Honestly, not a bad car at all. And we got a nice scenery-ish. But this car does its job really well. And it's a simple car. And it doesn't try to do anything crazy. It's not trying to flex. It's not trying to be out there. It just wants to do its simple job and get you from point A to point B. Just notice the huge diffuser in the back here too, with the vents. Very nice. Honestly, this is Morty from Hooked on Cars as usual, signing off. Peace.